We're gonna be covering the old gray duck today. All of the decoys that I'm reviewing this year have been new for last year, which was 2021. They were new last year, they just got released. These have been through a whole hard season of use. I wanna show you guys what they look like. If you're new to the channel and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please be sure to do that so you never miss out on another upload that's coming. And make sure to leave me a thumbs up if you haven't done that already. And if you guys didn't know, I do have a podcast. It is the Outdoor Limits Podcast. I've been pumping those out, or at least just trying to make at least twice a month an upload on the podcast. So if you wanna go over to wherever you listen to your podcast, look up Outdoor Limits Podcast and hit the subscribe button over there so then you get entertainment wherever you're driving to. Let's take a look at these gray ducks, the Gadwall, the live Gadwall from Final Approach, and give you guys a little bit of a review on these bad boys. They come in a 6-pack, an all Drake 6-pack with 2 head positions. This is the rester head position. My favorite carve out of all of the decoys in my spread is in my hands right now. This bad boy is just sick. Just that wing popped, head kind of cocked a little bit, doing a little preening action. He's just looking fine, fine, fine. So as far as the carve goes on this bad boy, I think it is like the most badass carve out of any decoy in my spread, which I really, really like about it. Here's the other position. This is the feeder position. Got that big head, got his mouth open, feeding on some stuff. He's just kind of regular old body posture. The thing I like about these Gadwall decoys is the gray right here on the backs of the wings. It just adds a really nice pop on the water. These things, for being gray ducks, you know, I've never used Gadwall decoys in the past. This is my first year using Gadwall decoys, and these were a decoy that I gravitated to quite a bit because I've seen a lot of Gadwall in my area, especially earlier in the season, and I just felt like these were a good decoy to throw in the mix. I shot more Gadwall this year than I did widgeon, and I shot more pintails than I did Gadwall, but I still like to throw these out because they're pretty common to find in my area, so I wanted to throw at least a couple of these out when I was taking them. Now, there were days where I was running big sets and I'd bring every single decoy that I had, and these bad boys would go out there. But as far as frequency of use, I'd say I use these pretty frequently, but I also only brought like maybe 1 or 2 of them at a time. I didn't bring all 6. So they got used quite a bit, especially during the early season. And as far as wear and tear goes, honestly guys, I can't really see much of anything on these decoys. Now, I'm not babying these things. I don't bag them. I leave them on Texas rigs. I throw them in the boat. I throw them in the truck bed. I throw them in the decoy sled. I'm pretty mindful about where I set them down though. Like any of my decoys, I know like if you set them down on concrete, it's gonna just put more wear and tear on them. So if I set these decoys down on a hard surface, it's on the floor of the boat, it's on the grass. When I'm unloading from the truck, I just take the decoys out and put them on the grass instead of on the concrete, or I just pile them up on the floor of my garage. It's a little smoother. It's not as abrasive as some of that concrete out on the driveway would be. As far as wear and tear goes, I'm not seeing a whole lot on these decoys. I think that the paint adhesion is really good, especially because these are an EVA decoy, so they're squishy. It's a porous plastic, so when they're getting painted, that paint will soak in and become more of a part of the plastic than if it was a hard plastic and it was just paint on the surface that could chip or flake off. So these EVA decoys have held up extremely well. They're quiet, so you're not hearing rattling all the time when you're walking with decoys on your back. It's just kind of more like a rumble than a rattle, which is kind of nice. So they've held up well. They look good. It's an affordable pack. You get a 6-pack with 3 of these and 3 of these. And if you have a lot of Gadwall in your area, I know some of you southern boys, you get a lot of Gadwall, I would say get you some Gadwall decoys, because it seems like, I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like after I've started throwing pintail decoys in my set, I started shooting more pintails, and maybe it was just luck, I don't know, but I feel like if you're catering your decoy spread to the birds that you see around the area, you're gonna find some more success. So if you have a tendency to see a lot of Gadwall out in wherever you hunt ducks, I say to pick up some Gadwall decoys. So here's a closer look at these decoys. Once again, they look really good. I love the carves on them. The paint looks really good. They've got some good detail on them, and they have held up extremely well. So it's all thumbs up around here for the live Gadwall from Final Approach. I think they knocked it out of the park on these. They could be just a touch lighter in my personal opinion. They're kind of dark, but other than that, like the bodies are a little bit dark, but other than that, I think they look fantastic and they worked really well this year. So if you guys have used these decoys or you're looking at getting them, drop a comment down below. Let me know, and maybe if you have any questions about them, I can answer them for you. And if you want to learn more about them, head over to fabrand.com. I will leave a link in the description of this video that'll take you over to these decoys. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.